Hello, dear students. Welcome back to the dental class. I hope everyone is doing good in their lives. Let's start with today's topic. Today's content is about the closed mandibular block, and I'll be telling you about the technique, the related anatomy, the failures and mishaps associated with the closed mouth mandibular block, and how it helps to relieve the trismus that is due to the muscle spasm. There are two types of closed mouth mandibular block. Number one is the extraoral approach through the sigmoid knot, and number two is the intraoral approach, which is called Vazirani-Akinosi technique. And we will be discussing about the intraoral approach, which is Vazirani-Akinosi technique. Vazirani-Akinosi technique is a closed mouth mandibular block through an intraoral approach. Through this technique, the third division of trigeminal nerve, which is the mandibular branch, is anesthetized. This branch of trigeminal nerve provides both motor innervation and sensory innervation. The motor innervation is to the muscles of mastication, and the sensory supply is to the mandibular region of the face. The general steps of Vazirani-Akinosi mandibular block are the same as inferior alveolar nerve block and Gauguin mandibular nerve block. Starting with the sterile needle, checking the flow of the needle, warming the cartridge, positioning the patient, drying the tissue, and applying topical antiseptic and anesthetic, keeping the syringe out of the sight of the patient, and retracting the tissue with one hand while establishing firm hand rest for the other hand, we will insert the needle. The landmarks that determine the insertion point of the needle are mucogingival junction of the maxillary third molars, maxillary tuberosity, anterior aspect of the ramus. While inserting the needle, ask the patient to gently occlude, visualize the landmarks, direct the needle posteriorly and slightly laterally while parallel with the maxillary plane and adjacent to the maxillary tuberosity at the level of the mucogingival junction of maxillary second and third molars. Keep the bevel of the needle away from the ramus on the medial side so that needle deflect towards the ramus. Then insert the needle overlying soft tissue medial to the mandibular ramus. Advance the needle for about 25 mm as measured from the maxillary tuberosity. As usual, aspirate in two planes, then inject 1.5 ml of solution over 60 seconds. After that, slowly withdraw the needle and make it safe. Slowly return the patient to semi-upright position and wait for 5 minutes. The patient will start noticing increase in mouth opening followed by sensory blockade. Now let's talk about the anatomy of the region in which closed mandibular block is used. The needle will pierce the mucosa and submucosa on the medial side of the ramus and travels between the ramus and medial pterygoid muscles towards the target area, which is above the inferior alveolar nerve, lingual nerve, and mylohyoid nerve. This position is at the level of the mid portion of the pterygomandibular space. The height of the injection is below that of the Gauguin injection technique and above inferior alveolar nerve block. No bone is contacted in this block technique. The nerves that are anesthetized with Vazirani-Akinosi technique are inferior alveolar nerve, lingual nerve, mylohyoid nerve, and mental and incisive nerve. The areas that are anesthetized with this technique are body of the mandible and inferior portion of the ramus, mandibular teeth up to the midline, buccal mucoperiosteum and mucous membrane anterior to the mental foramen, anterior 2/3 of the tongue and floor of the mouth, lingual soft tissues and periosteum. The areas that are anesthetized with Vazirani-Akinosi technique are the same as that are anesthetized with inferior alveolar nerve block. The causes of failure of closed mouth mandibular block or Vazirani-Akinosi technique are: number 1. The needle may be directed medially to the sphenomandibular ligament in the pterygomandibular space. In that case, always direct the needle parallel to the lateral flare of the ramus. Number 2. Needle insertion point may be too low. Correct it by reinsert it above the level of the mucogingival junction and parallel to the occlusal plane. Number 3. Under or over insertion of the needle. This is due to the fact that no bone is contacted in this technique, so over or under insertion can easily occur. Insert about 25 mm of the needle from the maxillary tuberosity, but the length of the needle insertion can vary with the patient size. The mishaps that are associated with Vazirani-Akinosi technique are hematoma, trismus, and transient facial nerve paralysis, but these mishaps are very rare. This was all about the closed mouth mandibular block, which is Vazirani-Akinosi technique. I hope this helps you in your practice. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the dental class. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.